the seat on the end, Brendan Malik and Chappelle, everybody going in. Wake up early in the morning, press play and let's get it in. Cause we rocking with the Figher and he rolling with the KidZ. Figher and the KidZ, Figher and the KidZ, Figher and the... Oh! Da-na-na, 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 da-na-na.
Time. Oh, he only gets that? Okay. All right, cool. I was sad for a second. I was like, oh, he's not like this. That's why I lost it. It's Brian, I gotta redeem myself. You gotta. Okay. I gotta use recording. I'll save it. Brian, I gotta redeem myself. Okay. Last time you were on, you hit us with that question. And I said apple. You gotta hit us with another question again.
Well, again,
you don't have to do it immediately. Save it for when you want to save it.
I'll come up with another.
You gotta come up with another.
I love that. Yeah, well, this time no trickery. Straightforward. I just get a kick out of Brennan because I can tell, like, he's doing this. Watch it. He looks at me and he goes, he's looking at my clothes and he looks at my hair and he just takes me in. I ate grated cheese last night too late. I go, little bit on an empty stomach.
We were on a cheese bender all night? Because Daddy looks tired.
Daddy ate a lot. See, now, here's the thing about getting older.
Daddy's inspo today, Oscar the Grouch.
Okay, well, I got a little. You got 3 shirts. You got 3 shirts on.
You got 3 shirts on.
No, man, I got 2,
you have
bro.
a white beater. You have a white beater like an old Italian from Brooklyn.
I didn't wear it.
You always have white beater.
I know, and I did.
Don't you gotta show the back.
Let me see, Daddy. You got a waist trainer?
Hey, man. Don't say that.
Let me lift up and you have Kim K's skin on.
No, for me, I like having 2 layers because it makes me feel like I'm a little thicker.
Ooh, I get it.
I like that.
I get it. I wear black to look thinner.
Yeah.
Me too, right?
Everyone does. I mean, everyone does that.
Everybody has.
And also, you know, big guys can't wear horizontal stuff.
Why? You can't?
It makes it make it you guys do.
Really?
Yeah, horizontal on camera.
Yeah, I won't do that.
If ever you're on TV, don't wear horizontal.
Oh, I won't do that.
You look insane with it.
I already know how much I weigh 275.
That's a lot of weight.
Hey, but how about we're talking? I was like, I need to lose weight, and I was like, I'm like 272. Not anymore. I'm down 10. But he's like, yeah, I'm about 255. But you're not though. He goes, yeah, I'm 55. You're not. He goes, maybe 260. I don't think so, man.
I literally thought I was 255.
People lie about their weight and their height.
No, I wasn't lying. I just thought.
No,
that.
he literally didn't know.
Yeah.
270. You saw that.
We brought a scale.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He's dense.
You're dense.
And then he sent us pictures.
You're very thick.
You're thick. Like, you're not thin, dude.
Uranium is dense. If you were to pick up a piece of aluminum, it's very light.
Okay, I'm with it.
Uranium?
I'm with you.
Weapons grade uranium?
Like if we're at a party, if we're at a party, Callan is like moving potato chips.
Yeah,
you're like moving the melted cheese. It's fucking okay. Yeah, you're thick. A thick melted cheese.
You try to use uranium and all this
strong though, and almost 100% fast twitch. That's what you say to people.
But listen.
It's like cornmeal.
I sent the
he said before and after pics. We have a group chat.
Brave.
All I said is
you gotta see it.
All I said is that gut though.
You said what that gut do, baby?
What that gut do, baby?
You put weight on uniformly. I mean, it kind of goes all over.
It's kind of, but like but his shoulders and chest is, you know.
But that's my problem, Brian. That's my problem. Is that it doesn't look like bad, but
and your girl doesn't mind.
I texted her. I said, sweetheart, I weigh 275. She goes, how much did you think you weighed? No, she was just like,
you're her big man.
But we're saying that's how
you're her big man.
Yeah. We're saying like her big panda bear.
Yeah. I'm like taking a nap in the woods
panda bear. And you like Kung Fu Panda.
I'm not no Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, you're a big Kung Fu Panda.
Am I?
Well, the same Kung
Fu. Hey, have you ever hey, Brian, now have you ever met Alex, bro?
Hold on, Brendan. Here's the thing, man. Hold on, here's Brendan. Hey, hold on. Take it easy, man. His hands. Watch his hands. Hands fast. I'm just saying. Catch up his hands. Catch up his hands.
We went to dinner with the girl.
Man. She's a beautiful woman.
You got a lot wider.
Wait. Now, hold on. She's gonna hear this.
Yes, she's gonna hear this.
No.
He's already said it.
No, but it's a good wife. It's a good wife. Yeah, it's a good wife.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful woman.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
She wide.
Wait, don't say it like that. That just means she's not afraid of a little. Wait, don't. Wait, how? What am I?
You're not like Chappelle Black. You're black.
I don't see color.
Wait, what?
Are you guys?
I don't see color. I love how you walk in a straight path.
I see potential. That's what you see.
I see a human being.
So when you watch an NBA game, what do you see? Just a white coach. Just Steve Nash. He's watching the Nets like, oh, look at the white guy.
I follow the ball. I love that.
I follow the ball, man.
I was talking to this black guy. It was in Virginia Beach. And you know me, I take in people, and I look at this guy sitting there, and I go, well, that's how I want to be built. That's an athlete. That just looks like an athlete. He's got gold teeth down here. Ooh. Turns out one of the servers is his cousin. So he comes over. Such a nice guy, and in fact starts talking about how he wants to, he's kind of like the local tough guy, he wants to fight. He's 31. I go,
late in the game.
I'm like, a little late in the game.
Could be done, though.
Looks like an athlete. I mean, you look, you know, you go, I fight heavyweight. I go, how much you weigh? He's 220. I go, you fight 185.
Yeah, you're
What?
185.
I go,
yeah.
that's right. You're 185. And we started talking, and he was just talking, and he's just in a good mood, and he literally went like this. He goes, man, everybody's so nice to black people now. I love that. It was so. I thought to myself, if that's the result of this shit, that's fucking.
Yeah,
pretty.
I'm happy.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. He was cool, man. He felt like
what
he was on
city
the
were you
siege
in?
his whole life.
Virginia Beach.
Oh yeah, I like Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Party town.
Yeah.
Summer party. You
Oh,
ever been to
really?
Virginia Beach?
I haven't been to Virginia Beach.
They party down
They
there.
party. They
You
party.
used to be good.
I used to go down there when I was in college.
You did? I was in St. Petersburg. Yeah, that part of Virginia.
Well, I remember when I was in Virginia Beach last time, we smoked weed, and I'm not a big weed smoker.
How long ago was this?
This is when I was 20.
So that was like when the Civil War was.
Man,
No, I'm asking. 1812, right?
They had the telegraphs.
Now at this time, were there separate fountains for
Yes, the Brown versus Board of Education. That's what you said. This was in the heart of Jim Crow.
This is the thick of Jim Crow.
I will say I'm old enough. I am old enough so that when I was younger, and if you saw a white woman married to a black dude, it was like,
Oh,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it was like, oh.
my aunt made a black dude, like black, like bald black, black.
I remember-
like Cadillac. Black.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And my grandma didn't talk to her anymore.
That's what
She's just so old
It's
school.
just so old.
And
Yeah.
you can't, like, when they're stuck in those ways, there's
Can't
like,
change them.
No.
Yeah.
Well, this woman was talking.
It's such a shame.
She was a mother of my friend, and she said she was like, and you know, and so she was doing this, and then something happened to her. And then she married a black guy, so she was, and
We're like, whoa, what is it?
What's that?
what is that? Which means you're a little fooey.
Yeah.
There's still that stuff, though. Like
Fuck
when
yeah.
you hear but
I mean, these guys both are
Caucasian women. Yeah, Caucasian.
But my favorite is it's not about racism. It's a little bit about like, so when you hear things like this, you hear this stuff. They're talking about this is my impression of white guys talking about a black person. This is how they describe somebody being smart. Okay. And he's very articulate. Very articulate.
Yeah.
Like, so he speaks clearly.
That is true.
So there's a little details, but we're making progress.
It's all fun and games. Like on King, this thing, we had this guy call in, and he's in a Tesla, and he's talking about how him and his wife have been together for 7 years. And he's like, and there's just no, like, the sex is terrible. We're too familiar with each other. We have kids, and he's like, she's down for an open relationship.
Bring us.
I went, oh, that sounds fun, Bubba. And you open it, he goes, yeah, I mean, it could be fun to mix it up. I go, yeah, she like talked about anyone she's into. He's like, yeah, this guy Jerome, like, There it is. Jerome, that big black dick. Come in that house. And when you see your girlfriend with double hands motorbiking that thing, double hand motorbiking.
You know you're working.
Grinding cheese. Yeah. Like pepper. Everyone's pepper.
Yeah, and that exists out there.
And you can see it on his face. He's like, yeah, you're right, man. Maybe it's not a good idea. It's not that.
Water a little deep for you?
Yeah.
Water a little deep?
Yeah.
That's when it just makes you work harder. I embrace that kind of challenge, and I endorse that kind of activity.
What do you mean?
Bring a stranger in.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Sometimes when, I'm sorry, nobody wants to talk about this. Okay. When the relationship is stagnant, need a little bang.
Need a little bang.
So what do you?
So you'd be open to it with your girl?
I want to talk with the food.
What?
Oh, you want the kids and Big Fake here to take a spin on your girl?
By the way, what's funny is
I'm in the corner like this.
with your coffee steak tongue.
Yeah.
No, wait. Don't.
And I'll have coffee.
Why you all
I'll have coffee like this.
Yeah.
Am I up now? Am I in? Hey, someone tag me in. My shirt, I'm in my underwear, just gut. Tag me in. Jabel, tag me in.
Yeah, y'all just.
She's like, the other guys were fine, but that big brown one smelled like coffee. He's really mean.
He didn't take his glasses
It's
off.
weird that I said that and you guys got quiet. You guys went.
I didn't.
What?
I was all for it.
I go, I want to talk to you guys about, you guys went.
They can't stop. They can't stop.
I mean,
Well, it's like saying,
listen, a lot of black dudes get asked for that cuck holding shit.
is that true?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't act like you guys are.
Bro, I had an application for it.
Yeah.
I did. I filled it out.
I told you what, my mom's off you now. She's on Mallet. We're in a group chat with my Aunt Nubby and my mom, because I always send a picture of the kids, and my mom went, that Mallet is just good looking.
I get that. We'd be on the road and I'd get that when you guys were older. Now, you get lost in my eyes, you know this, my career is made.
Not since you have the words down.
No. Well, I know this.
You know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up, right?
Why are you blinking like that obsessively?
Dude, you look, hey, exactly the same. What a waste of time and resources.
Listen, man, when you get older, it's like that. I'm 54. It ain't getting better next year.
No, the only thing you could do, Bubba, is you gotta go real serious, and we're gonna have to cut the scalp a little bit and pull everything back.
What you gotta do is when you do a facelift, please understand this. For men, whatever reason, it's way more complicated than women. Now, for men, you have to understand, you're getting your face taken off.
Like the movie Face Off.
No,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
They take it off?
They take it off.
Because they gotta move everything back.
Move everything
The
back.
entire face.
Yeah. Now, while the surgeon I know was doing that for a man, 13-hour operation, the Black Lives Matter protests
Yes.
that turned into a riot in Beverly Hills where they were breaking windows, and he's on the second floor, and they were breaking the windows of the pharmacy on the first floor and coming in.
Yeah, his face is off.
Guy's got his face off. He's like, I got another 5 hours to put this guy, put the face back on.
Oh, God.
And somehow they kind of just kept going. I mean, Bracken, his face is off.
Yeah.
Well, so give him his shit.
That's the last thing you think. Sorry, your face. I'm sorry, your face.
It's a major.
So what happened to him?
They
fixed it.
They fixed it. He said it would turn out great, but that shit.
Are you going to do that?
I sure am not.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Dude, you can't.
No. Look, man, I'm a little swollen.
I like how you keep doing
You can't. I fucking ate grated
You keep saying that.
from a spoon. And
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna kill me. It was 11 o'clock. I'm watching that documentary on crack. And
Snowfall?
You see that on
No, that's
Netflix?
FX show.
On Netflix?
No, what's it called?
Documentary on crack. The war on drugs. War on black people.
No, is it called the war on drugs? Yeah. Well, crack was, cocaine, especially was the 70s?
It was actually the
80s. So cocaine was
84.
predominantly a white drug, so it was more expensive, and then crack was just cheap drug. And they made the laws for crack way worse.
Yeah.
So
That's what my dad was saying.
And black people got caught with crack, so they went to prison for a long fucking time.
As in
Meanwhile,
if you had this much crack, so if you got that as a white kid, you know, hey man, don't do that. You didn't go to jail. If you were 22, I remember this so well. I remember it so well. My buddy was in jail for a little bit, and I went to prison. And he said, "See that guy? So this young, like athletic-looking black kid, he was like 22. He was doing a 23-year stretch because he was selling crack.
They made it really hard on him.
I'm talking about people were put away
Yeah.
for 20 and 30 years, 15 years, minimum sentencing, Rockefeller law.
Yeah.
The judge literally couldn't do anything.
Didn't have the power.
There was a guideline, that's how it was. It was called the war on drugs. And so what happened was you were taking dads out of the home. You were taking brothers out of the home. You were taking sons out of the home.
Yeah.
And they came back and then to add insult to injury, so now you come out and it's been, I don't know, 20 years, you got no skills.
And you have a felony on your record.
You got a felony, so
No
you're
time.
not getting housing. You can't even live with your mom because your mom lives in a project, or your mom lives in an association, whatever it is, and they don't want a felony in there. So you can't even live with your mother. You can't live with your family. So now guess where you live? On the street.
You literally just told my dad's story.
Yep.
Well, that's
That's literally exact everything you just said right there.
Because I'm sure he tried getting a job when he get out.
Oh my God! Yeah,
It's
he
impossible.
tried to, but it was so impossible. And he wanted to do right because he wanted to get back into mine and my brother's life.
Yeah.
Right. He was trying real hard, but he goes everywhere was rejecting me. He goes, but the only way I knew how to make money, and he goes, I'll just try to do it for a little bit to make some money
To get on my feet.
to get on my feet and be back in you guys' lives. But
Is that when he got caught?
He ended up getting caught.
Well, you go back
So
to what
he
you
did a
know.
total of 17 years.
Warehouse, just warehouse.
Yeah.
And you can never raise your kids.
Well, the
Yeah.
big one, a lot of people aren't, well, you guys, it's kind of getting attention, but, they passed marijuana in New Jersey. They obviously passed here in California.
Arizona.
Arizona, New York's going to pass it. What's fucked up is there's guys locked down for long stretches for
Life,
marijuana.
life.
Long
How crazy is
Some for
that?
life.
And it's like, so hold on. So you're going to change the rules because the economy needs money. So you're going to change the rules on weed. But then what about these guys? Because now you're cool with it. And because they did when it wasn't cool, now they lose their fucking lives.
Yeah.
And their dads and their brothers.
Anytime you have a massive government movement, like what, you got to be very careful with these things. The war on terror. That war has been going on for 17, 18 years.
Longest running war, right?
Yeah. And Iraq. Now, to the tune of over $11 trillion. Because you got to understand,
Say it again.
11 trillion.
Trillion.
That's 1,000 billion. That's 1,000
trillion.
billion. 1,000 billion. A billion seconds, 33 years.
Bezos doesn't have that.
1 billion seconds is 33 years. So if you're real lucky, you might live 3 billion seconds. You're real lucky. Usually most people live 2 billion
You
seconds.
guys like this stuff.
1,000 billion.
Yeah.
1,000 billion. So 11,000 billion. Try to put that on the wars, the Middle East wars, which have been expanded. And what happens is there's money. There's money in
Oil.
fighting drugs. There's money in fighting terrorism.
Yep.
And so when you label something war on drugs or war on terror, you better be very careful, and you better look at who's actually doing the dying. Who's doing the dying?
Fucked
Who's
up,
doing the
huh?
suffering?
So far.
We always had conversations about this, but we all can agree the CIA put crack or cocaine in our neighborhood, right? That's the
I
narrative.
don't know. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't see. My problem with simplified. You got to be careful also with going. The CIA did this. It might have been rogue elements. So there are rogue elements in any group that can make money off stuff like this.
Okay.
I don't know. I just know that cocaine is big money.
It is.
Cocaine is big money, and the biggest.
It's $1 billion
consumer on the
business a
planet.
year. It's an $11 billion business a
I'm
year
sure.
for the cartel. And the number one consumer?
Of course, that's what
So
I'm
it's
saying.
like,
So if
it's
you're
a
number one
huge
consumer
market.
there-
So could we take out the cartel in a week and release the special force hounds on them? Sure. Again, it's $11 billion business.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
So it starts from the top, then. If you want to eliminate drugs,
There's other fires to put out.
I think also you've got, if you have the big, you're not stopping. Good luck stopping everybody from doing cocaine.
Yeah.
You ain't stopping. We know this.
Hey, have you read the book The Silk Road?
No.
And they came out with a movie on it. They said movie that Steve's actually good friends with the guy
yeah.
Ulrich or whatever. But his concept, I vibe with it. I fuck with it. So he started in Austin, and he had all these failed careers and stuff. And he's like, what I want to do is basically Amazon for drugs, which is a safe marketplace, because he believes in freedom of speech, everything. Like you have the will. If you want to do drugs, do drugs. So he had good intentions, but then and it was all Bitcoin. So the way Bitcoin works and the way the Silk Road works, you couldn't track it. So you had bad guys trading stuff on it. They start off as a community in Austin, and they sell shrooms and ecstasy and marijuana, and people were getting back and you couldn't believe it. Then it blew up. He did an interview on Doctor, and it just blew the fuck up. He was making, I think they said over $7 million a day. Once it started, he was making $7 million a day. But
have you? I have a question.
But here's the thing. So it's all fun and games, but that's just not the way it works. You know what he's doing now? Double life sentence.
So crazy.
Double life sentence. But here, plus 15 years. But this way it's dicey, and this way me and Stevie disagree. Stevie's like, "Oh, you really think you should get life for that?" I'm like, I don't think he got life for his business aspirations and having an open market for drugs. He got life because as he kept going, he was doing murder for hire. He wanted to kill 2 guys, and his informant, FBI agent, was undercover, got on there, learned the system, and became friends with him, and was texting like, this guy's gonna fuck over, what do you want to do? So they have 2 fights.
So
that's where,
by the way, that's murder.
Yes, that's why I said to Stevie, I'm like, but here's the thing. So that FBI agent faked the murder. Obviously, he wasn't really killing. So he faked it and sent the guy pictures. But that owner, Olbricht's intention, he all he knew is that guy was murdered. Even though they're like, the murders never happened. I'm like, it doesn't matter. He thinks they did and ordered those murders. But that's their defense. Like, but they never, nobody was killed. Like, it doesn't matter. His intentions, as far as he knows,
have you been on the, it's very interesting you're bringing this up. Have you been on the dark web?
No. I mean, back
life is dark enough.
Because somebody brought me on that dark web.
Like somebody with Sam Pipley?
Nope.
Ari Manning?
This weekend. By accident. I don't want to get into
this. It's basically the Silk Road. It's still going on.
Dude,
you can order whatever you want.
He goes, there's whatever you think is the economy on our regular thing. He goes, there's an economy. And I don't know if it's illegal to even be on there. I don't know.
No, it's
you do IP scramblers. He was showing. I said, I want to see this. He was showing me, like so that you have to have an IP scrambler. You have to have all this different stuff. But there is I don't know. There's a multi-billion-dollar, maybe $1 trillion economy going on all the drugs. And
the darkest arts.
You can
murder. You can watch murder videos.
If you're a
on
drug
there.
dealer, you can have drugs. Your drugs sent to your home. And when something apparently is sent to your home, you can't get in trouble for it because you didn't send it.
As long as you don't sign the package.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, something like that, right? So I was looking at all. I mean, and so you think, well, you get ripped off? No, it's a system where it goes in the escrow. The money goes in the escrow,
like a house. Yeah.
But
there's a middle point.
You got murder for hire. You got beating up people for hire. You got. And then you got apparently the child pornography on that fucking thing is it's so beyond what people realize. So it's so
a real
beyond.
problem. Have you noticed?
It's like I only heard about it on, I think it was Sam Harris talking about it. Like, we don't even understand what's really
people don't realize how big child porn is and like child sex trafficking.
Yes, it's super big.
But you notice a lot of those rings, and obviously barely making dent, but a lot of those rings are getting taken out. You see it on the news, but they don't give credit to anybody. It's that the Epstein's girl, who they have in prison right now, she's telling them who to go after. And you notice a lot of them getting taken out right.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Behind the scenes, though, we don't good.
Because they don't give her credit. Every week, someone's getting busted.
There are rings.
It's her.
There are rings of people that communicate with each other and trade child pornography. And what that means is that those children are being exploited somewhere. So it's a whole system going on. Yeah, but it's drugs, it's weapons, it's exotic animals, it's great. It's an entire ecosystem.
You got a whole tiger out there?
You got everything.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It's categories. You can even watch people get killed. Yeah. It's horrifying.
Well, I think about like with Jared, the Fogle, the subway dude.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't been the only person. Other people get caught up with him. So you have to show, if you want to be in a group, you have to show an image of you with a child or some child being exploited, and it has to be current. So you have to prove that it's current. It's not old. That you didn't get it from something else. That you are the one who originated it somehow. Yeah. There are all kinds of shit. There are all different. There's a thing called World Market. There's another thing. All different markets. All over the place. And I was just like, are we allowed to be on this fucking thing?
Yeah, you're not getting in trouble for being on there. And also you have these younger, smart millennials who are doing this. They're even a step ahead of the government as far as that stuff goes. Yeah. Like they'll tax them eventually, but they're on to the next thing. Yeah. And so is the cartel. Like especially when Trump was president, he locked down the borders and wouldn't let anybody come in. They were saying this detective and feds were saying no one adapts better than the cartel. Like we can shut down whatever we want. They always find a way to adapt and get drugs through. Yeah. They're like, it's unbelievable. Like most don't. Like we'll cut this leg out from underneath them, and they figure they do all right, and then we take another leg, then they're fucked. Cartel, we take one leg, goes right back.
Because when you talk about the cartel, you're talking about the highest levels of government and the military, and if there's that much money, if it's $1 billion, if you're going to make $1 billion, if I say to you and you're working in the government or whatever, and I go, I'll give you $1 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the risk is high. But also,
one time to get caught.
But also, think how much money there is, and you look at the big farms, the business they're doing, the money they're making. So if you legalize all drugs, like most people agree with, then they'd miss out on that money. So that the dark money of all that $1 billion. Because you want to cut the cartel's legs out, you legalize drugs. Then you have stores popping up, and those cartels are fucked.
That's what
Because Americans are like, we're just gonna make our own shit.
People are gonna get high. Just make them legal.
Make them legal.
And zone it and tax it.
And then make money and bring the economy back. But then
that's violence that way as well.
100%.
Of course it does. Because if you make the penalties that strong, the people willing to take those risks are bad people. They're going to kill to get the, they have to enforce a whole code of conduct.
Dark world, yeah, they have to.
That's why I got out of the trade.
Wait. Whoa, you're a little drug dealer?
Where do you think I've been? Out on the dark web? I didn't know you've been doing this whole time? Fuck yeah. Where's my fucking money?
You were selling ass?
Yeah. No. I didn't know what kind of legs. Can you imagine?
Smuggling drugs in that old ass.
All fucking gray.
Yeah. Wait, no. What the? Why are you this part?
How much? 1 year? Yeah, this guy cried.
You just hear the cartel guy in the back like, you can really load him up. He's old, but man, can you load this boy up?
The word I can't and no are not in my
Pack it in, fellas. Pack it in, amigos.
I'm an equal opportunity employer. I don't see color. Dude, that's a fucking
That's a slogan.
I'll buy you. I'll buy you.
You buy him?
I'll buy him.
You buy him?
I'm pimping beef. Hell yeah. Fucking tail piece. That's why.
You do? You got ass?
They call him the Gray Mule on the web. Gray Mule.
That's a good
Gray Mule.
You're all right. They'll come, though. I'm fucking in Virginia Beach, and I'm doing shit. I fucking got these motherfuckers going, weathered war! In the middle of I'm trying to get a bit out. I'm really fucking shut
Yeah, that's the worst.
Gray Mule.
The
Gray Mule.
The old wrinkly Gray Mule.
Yeah.
Fill them up, boys.
How do we get the
whatever you got, fill them up.
Yeah, how do we get the contraband across borders? There's a lot of stuff.
Get the old ring.
Get the Gray Mule.
In the movie they go.
And I saw the ring. I take a belt and I'm like, what do you got?
Clinton. You got my stuff?
You got my stuff?
They give you the leather belt in your mouth. It has your teeth marks on it.
Yo, get this in some lube.
Yeah. I got the lube.
For the money.
You're getting a tip for this.
This is a movie scene.
That's a movie. Zero Dark Thirty. Lou and Zero Dark Thirty is starring Brian Gallen.
Ooh.
Directed Dark Thirty.
Directed by Clint Eastwood.
Starring Brian
Gray Mule.
Gallen.
Brian Gray Mule.
And you're the mob boss.
Fill him up.
You're all big and strong and shit.
The opening scene is.
It's called the rinks. You come out.
One man.
You show me all the stuff, and I'm like, give me a minute.
Then you know how the movies are about one man, a lot of drugs.
One man, one hole.
You can't fill him up enough.
This guy can take it all. And he will waddle out.
One man saved the cartel.
Y'all go. This is. No, I'm into it.
You're into it?
It's a sick movie, though.
It's a dope ass movie.
Zero Dark Thirty. This summer. Yeah. Theaters are bad. And a lot grayer. Theaters are bad. It's wrinkled.
He's the candy man. You gotta clean the drugs off there. Clean them off real good.
Then there's a scene of people fighting. Well, I need my fix.
That's when me and Chappelle come in.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I can play
You guys are actors.
Yeah, I can play like crackers.
You can play a crackhead?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I play crackhead. You know, I
Actually,
grew up,
hold on.
I grew up in Louisiana.
You went like this?
Nah, because they ask you a lot of
It's more
questions.
like-
Nah, it's they ask you a question. Hey, man. They talk high. Man, listen, I don't got it today. Right? Yeah, what you mean?
I don't beat Cheeseburger Eddie. Come on, man. Suck your dick.
He doesn't know who that is. Come on, man. I suck your dick, man.
He's like, what you say?
Suck your dick, man. Come on, man. And next thing you know, the scene, you see him just giving you head. Now, here's the thing. I won't give you head, but I wash your car like a crack.
You'll fake it.
I watch.
Oh, you brought.
No, that's cheeseburger.
That's not cheeseburger.
No, Cheeseburger
No,
Eddie.
in Boys
Cheeseburger Eddie's from Longest Yard.
Texas is just jacked.
Yeah, steroids.
Right there. There he is.
Come on, man.
That dude.
Come on, man.
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
And then you know they're the good cheeseburgers too. It's like greasy bag.
I know,
Come
right?
on, man.
Oh, that's Menace to Society.
Great
How do you
movie.
guys know that movie? I remember that movie.
Come
so
on,
well.
man. And you know the main actor of it couldn't get a job after that. He was so typecast.
That's
That-
it.
No.
Tyrese Turner.
Yeah, Tyrese Turner. We don't know
That
his
shit
name.
was, that shit was just,
Come on, man.
Oh, Brian, you seen it?
yeah. Menace to Society?
Yeah.
that's
Classic.
my-
What was your
that
fa- what was your-
theaters when I was in it.
What was your favorite scene?
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
I think the most powerful thing was when I think it was Ice Cube. He went out. No, it wasn't Ice Cube. That was,
It's not in that.
no, who was it? When you see him,
That's all
when you
right.
see him and he just disappears at the end. Remember that?
He died?
Oh, I know. He knows what he's talking about. No, he's on a different movie.
No, he's
Boys in the Hood.
You're Boys in the Hood. Yeah.
You're Boys in the
I
Hood.
never met
Ice
Ice
Cube and Boys in the Hood.
I remember Menace Society when she goes, "I feel sorry for your mama."
Yeah, that's it. That's opening scene. That's opening scene. When she goes, I feel sorry for your mother.
He said, what you said about my mom?
That was so awful.
What the
And then
fuck,
they're
man?
watching the video and going, "Oh," like
Yeah.
that, and you see the dehumanized, how dehumanized they were.
Yep.
I feel sorry for your mother. And he would have got out okay if he said that.
He said that. Just take, all right, man,
Yeah,
we
he
know
would
we
have
don't
been
want
fine.
I
And he
feel
just
sorry for
fucking.
your mother.
But that's what he was the guy who.
And then he went and shot the.
I love how you said at the end the guy disappeared. Oh, what happened? I was on.
His thing went limp.
What the fuck?
His shit went limp.
God, I got a ticket today, a parking ticket, by eating outside in time, and it was the best parking ticket I've ever got.
Yeah, where you living when you guys take the park on
I
the
was
street?
in Venice. I did a street cleaning. And I had
Yeah,
my-
Venice got fucked
I had
around.
my-
Oh, you parked up. Was it Wednesday? The street
Yeah.
I bought a Prius for somebody,
Oh, I ran that.
and then they got it stolen.
Yep.
Don't buy-
You got the money back for insurance?
No, it cost me a lot of money. About it cost me a lot of money. I was just driving one day, and this guy who, he was in the war, and he's a veteran. I wanted to help him out. And I'm
crazy.
driving, and I go,
It's crazy.
I'm gonna buy this person's car.
Well, you're gonna lease him a car. And then what he did, he went, oh, thanks for
No,
the
I bought it, Bubba. I bought it.
Oh, you bought it? So he's like, oh, I'm gonna buy this guy a car. And the guy went, cool, Brian, thanks. Went into a store and then left the keys in the car unlocked.
And somebody
And
said,
someone
it
stole it.
was just bad. And then they fucked it
They
up.
got it
So
back?
I had to have an okay made. I had to fix. It was a disaster. But it doesn't matter. Now I have a car.
You have that Prius?
Yeah,
You really
so I gotta
Tesla?
move it at times. But no, I got that's no good. I'm still in the lease. I'm still in that lease.
The hard leases are hard to break.
You can't break it.
They're like, oh no, you can break them. Just give us the 8 payments you owe for the rest of the year. You go, what?
And O'Brien overpaid because I don't pay attention.
You don't know, okay.
I also don't pay attention to numbers enough, and I need to. I'm like, I know. And I'm like, he and I are the worst this way. And fucking, but the guy who's giving me the ticket, I come out, he goes, I'm sorry, man, I already took the picture.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
They always say that.
Is there not a delete button?
And he looks at me and he goes, I'll tell you what, if you pay this in the next 48 hours, I'll take $20 off. And I go, you're a good man. And he goes, you're an honorable man. And I went,
I don't think that ever
I go,
happened.
you just trumped my compliment, right? So I'm looking at him as he's right, and he's an older man, and he's tight, he's put together. I mean, put together. And
What ethnicity?
I don't see color.
I love you say that.
Let me think. I remember.
If there's a shade, it
I
was a
remember
shade
he
of
had
gray.
What's the shade?
He had a green brown, whatever that color is for a, and that tends to look good. That tends to go with
It might be cheeseburger.
darker color, a darker skin. I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe.
Let's go with
And I
cheeseburger.
go, you stay in shape though. And And he goes, oh yeah, always. I said, I said, you stay at 70, always, 67 years old. And I went, damn. I go, you're 67? I go, what's your secret? And he goes, points.
To God?
Uh-huh. And I go,
God sent him
I
workouts?
always envy people that have, I could tell that he had complete faith. And he's riding, and I said, yeah, man, you know, I always think about how lucky I am. He goes, nah, luck is for people in Vegas. You're blessed. You're blessed. You can sleep on the street.
This is full conversation.
He's black.
He's full conversation.
And then he's black. He's black.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Is he right here? And then you go, yeah. Did you go, yeah, super blessed. Did you see my 2020 though? No, super blessed. But I just want to run some shit by you and tell you how blessed I am. Because 2020 was tough, dude.
It's tough. But I could see this dude who was so, he was so put together and so positive and so disciplined, so fucking disciplined. Yeah. You look at a 67-year-old man like that, he's been through it all.
Yeah.
Respect. Been through it all. I literally, I was like, and then he said something else, and he said, you have a great day, huh? And it's all up here and just whatever. And I was like, thank you. And he just took off in his little Prius. Fuck it. He beat my ass.
He beat your ass, 67?
Fuck yeah. Just by his... Just by the fact that he's
I like when old guys are jacked, like in really good shape. Think how tough it is to get in good shape when you're like 50 and 60.
Oh,
this stuff now.
Yeah, it's hard right now.
And it's little details we always talk about, like everything about like the way his hair, he was like military.
Yeah.
Like he's a disciplined man. And which may have come from being the other way when he was younger. Who knows, right?
Who knows? Maybe he was in the military.
Yeah, or he had a crazy life and now he's happy. He's happy.
Smooth talking.
Just direct.
I mean, he also
Pure.
de-escalated the situation because you got a ticket and you were happy about it. I was pretty fucking good.
I went, thank you. Have a great day.
Come back tomorrow. I'll park San Puerto.
I said God bless. I never said God bless. I'm not even religious. God bless. God bless you. God bless you. Point of 316. Jesus saves. Sometimes Jesus saves. People make you feel so good about the world. You're like, why can't the whole world be like that? You know what I went through? I was in the shower and I was like this. I was fantasizing about being Jeff Bezos. And I was like this, and I was like, I wanted to be like, hey, you know what? You know what? Guess what I'm going to do? What? I'm buying you a house, sir. And I'm going to buy you a car. Yeah, and I'm going to buy you all the furniture because you're worth it. I had a whole fantasy about
Daddy's not ready for that, though.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I want to be. I want to be. No.
I want the time to buy random people houses.
Now
and
it's not.
Daddy needs to take care of himself.
I get excited though. You see, I get emotional.
I know.
Yeah. I was locked in.
Thank God you didn't promise him anything. How about
buying you a house?
He's all where? What? Now you're locked in. How about I was at our gym, Zoo Gym, yesterday, and I had my headphones in. I'm working out, and again, it's older black dude in shape, some giant piece girl. He's taking her for a workout, and he goes, "Hey man," and I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Hey man," I tell you, he goes, "Bet you're glad you didn't move to Austin now." That's so funny. I get people doing that all the time. They're like, no Austin for you? You're not following Joe? I'm like, no. Yeah, he's like, bet you're glad now, aren't you? Yeah. I was like, I know. And he's like, yeah, he goes, he's funny. He goes, now people are dying. I don't get down with that. He goes, I don't want that to happen. He goes, there's a little bit of me that relishes in them suffering right now. I was like, I hear you. Yeah. Well, but like, let's talk about Texas for a second. Like, it's cool, and you can have Texas. Now around Austin, you're going to be paying the same prices because everybody's moving down there practically, right? I mean, you got all the.
Oh, it's going up.
Yeah, and then also, I don't know if anybody's been in Austin between June and September, but
I don't mind hot.
I mean, that's hot.
But also the other point is like if you're looking, depending on what tax bracket you're in, if you're looking at houses in, let's say, Encino or Woodland Hills here for what you can afford, and then you go to Austin, you want the same house, you're paying the same. You're gonna save on state taxes, but you know
that's people's biggest thing is state taxes.
Yeah, but which is nice. For sure, that's a fucking plus. You can't ultimately
bet against California. Not when it has the beach in the sun.
I was just about, you can't. Not when it comes popping back. When it comes popping back, there's reason.
But did you ever think about moving to Austin, or were you?
Everybody's talking about it.
We all did.
I think the creative avenues to go out here, like so many creatives, so many people with positive energy. I love that spirit in LA. You can't get that in Austin.
I agree with you. I mean,
you could build it. I mean, they're going to have more of that with Rogan and the rest of those people following.
I think it'd be a nice
girls moving out there. Yeah. You're going to have the worst case, you're going to have a hub. You're going to have more creatives there, and they're going to build. Segura, one thing we know about Segura and Rogan, they don't mix.
Yeah.
So if they go out there, they're going to be successful and build up.
Mhm.
And people are going to be attracted to that. But there's no reason you can't have L.A., Austin, New York, as far as comedy goes. And they're in the middle. Remember, Texas a long time ago was a fucking beast for comedy. Some
Well,
great
you know,
comedy.
Nashville's not far behind. And Nashville's so centrally located, you can
It's not,
drive to
though.
a lot of good.
Nashville's not central.
But you can drive to a lot of, like, south. Compared to being all the way west, when you're in Nashville, it's an hour and a half flight as opposed to a 6 hour flight. You know, so if you're going to Florida, if you're going to anywhere, if you're going to Kentucky, if you're going to all these different places.
New York's what, like 3 hours from there? It's not the
No, New York is an hour and a half.
No, not from Nashville.
Look,
no, wait, dude, Nashville's southeast, and then fucking New York
Tennessee?
has to be 3. I bet 2 to 3 hour flight.
3 hours.
What is it?
2.5.
2.5.
But really,
2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours and 15. It's not bad
Yeah.
compared to like the 6 hours that you.
That's like going from here to Colorado.
Yeah. So it's a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
but Nashville's popping because you got Theo out there now. You got Nate Bargatze.
And they do some of
Josh
that
Love.
things every Monday.
Every Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a. Yeah. I'll be there March 3rd. I'm doing a live podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
Big and
yeah.
hungry. Yeah.
Big and hungry, baby.
Big and hungry.
Nothing big or hungry about it.
Nope. Every Monday, big and hungry. It's fun though.
Does Steve have a nickname?
He calls himself Stevie Cakes.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, Stevie Cakes. I get like that.
Do you say
we were trying to come up with nicknames. It's like, I'm the man dragon.
No, you're not.
I'm the man dragon.
You're the earth one.
Watch. That's pretty scary. Watch.
I saw Dan McCall.
No, I'm not into it.
Oh
Dude,
my
that's
God,
funny.
bro, that sounds so bad.
I'm the man dragon.
You sound so fucked
No,
up.
time out.
That's so stupid.
He didn't warm up.
No, he keeps trying to bring. It's not catching.
No, watch.
It is. Hold on.
You remember
Good
Mean
now.
Girls when the girl keeps trying to get some like word to catch,
Fat.
and she's like, would you quit saying fat? Just not gonna catch on. Drop it.
Yeah.
I remember that. Would you quit with Man Dragon?
He didn't warm up. You ready? You good?
All right, I'll let you. All right.
I go.
Here you go.
I go.
Here it is.
Oh yeah? How about I singe you?
Bravo. Bravo.
Fucking
Bravo.
They fucking got sin.
I felt it. I fucking
They
felt
got
it.
sin.
Shit, so did I.
Hey,
Good.
What is that? What is that?
just
shooting
B,
it. Watch out,
just,
shoot
hey
something
B,
out.
listen,
Oh, you
listen,
pointing
your
at
boy
that?
here. Listen, your boy. Stop the stupid dragon stuff.
Man dragon.
You're the weathered worm, or your rinks, or your big gay owl.
The crane mule.
Or you're the big gray meal.
Listen, he committed to that motherfucking.
Bro,
dragon.
I felt
I'll
it.
give him that.
Thank you.
You committed.
Bro, you did it 3 times.
And it got, you know, the hood got
Yeah.
deeper
I
towards the
could have
end.
held it, but I didn't.
But
Could have held
you know, it is a little different. You know,
Donkey would have
yeah,
left
you're like, no.
Fucking man dragon.
Not into it.
Sam Tripoli calls himself a fat dragon.
the fat dragon.
Ooh, see,
It's
that's
not even
fine.
fat.
Yeah.
That's shade.
He's
What?
Sam will tell you that he's
The fat dragon?
Yeah, he's got some.
Yeah, he's built like a lieutenant at a fire station.
does
He's
not
just
look
like,
fat to
you know, like he's retired.
He's got a thin face.
Why does he call himself the fat dragon?
Hey, dude, how about this? I think we may have to go on Conspiracy Social Club when we talk about conspiracies. I think we have to jump over to a different platform like Rockfin because,
And leave Patreon?
well, because Vimeo, if you talk, Sam was talking about, he was disparaging. This is fucking so crazy. This is like weird. Sam was
You're not going to
disparaging.
fuck up our show by talking about this, are you?
No.
Alright.
Sam was disparaging a political figure. Okay?
Who?
Andrew Cuomo.
Okay.
And we got kicked off we got kicked off Vimeo because you can't spread misinformation. I debunked the conspiracy, right? So he comes up with a conspiracy and
Yeah, he
I
brings
try
it
to
to the
debunk
table.
him, right?
And what's he saying about Andrew and his brother?
Well, he was taking an extreme view on when Andrew Cuomo sent COVID positive patients back to the nursing home.
old folks.
Got it.
To flatten the curve. What I was saying is that he wasn't trying to murder people, but he was trying. There was a political thing. He
didn't know
looked
that.
good managing.
Correct.
And it wasn't in his interest to have a bunch of people die.
Well, no,
He
he's
tried to
getting
stop
recalled.
that.
He's getting recalled now.
Yeah.
Like, why would he want that?
Right.
He's going to lose his job.
Right.
His approval ratings in the
But
fucking
Sam
tank.
had a different take on it,
Meaning?
and meaning that he's a sociopath and all that.
Oh, wow.
When you do that, Vimeo goes, you're talking conspiracy.
But that's an opinion. That's the show.
Yeah, that's not,
We got,
something.
we got taken
But-
down.
but-
People can't
but-
watch
but-
Conspiracy Social Club, so I got to go over to a
At all?
No, they took. If you're talking conspiracy, so Vimeo has a thing where you can't talk conspiracy, even though I'm debunking it. Vimeo said you cannot.
Did someone reach out to them and go, you know, the show is one guy spits conspiracies, the other guy argues against them?
Doesn't matter.
That's
We
the
tried
concept?
to do that, but what they do is they just say you violated the terms.
No.
Of
And Patreon's on Vimeo?
So yeah, so if you are on Patreon, they use Vimeo as their video. People like to watch the podcast,
They're
right?
hosting.
Yeah.
Vimeo.
So now,
Do you know
now
this
we
shit?
got to go over
Yeah, I
to.
signed up for it.
Yeah.
I know I did the whole thing.
Now, like Patreon.
I didn't know Vimeo.
No, I didn't know about them.
Yeah, that's Vimeo.
Yeah, censoring. I didn't know that.
I didn't know
that.
So
No.
Patreon.
This must be a new thing, right?
Because behind a paywall.
Doesn't matter, Bubba. It doesn't matter. They have their policy.
That's
But
insane.
But this is what
What happened to
dealing
freedom
with.
of speech?
It doesn't exist. You have.
So as long as the narrative fits whatever they believe in, you can do the
The
show?
New York Times, what's her name? Stacey Abrams, I think.
Uh-huh.
She just tweeted that the Democrats wrote a letter demanding what Comcast, AT&T, all these huge carriers are going to do about Fox News's spread of misinformation.
What about CNN? What
Dude,
about the left channel?
That's their narrative.
Both of them are full of shit.
There's been we're dealing now with the power structure's idea of what misinformation is. What they deem conspiracy. And so if you say you cannot say if you're on YouTube, right, you cannot say that masks don't work. If you say I don't think masks are effective or that effective, you are in
YouTube. We're not saying that.
We're not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
But it can't.
But you hear what we just did? You hear what we all just did? Yeah. We all just went. We're not saying that.
Yeah.
In America.
Well, you know, it was either on King's thing or this. I said we were roasting somebody, and I said you look like a Proud, and you know they pulled the entire video.
Really?
For the Proud reference.
Yeah. So all Tripoli said was he's a sociopath.
Well, Tripoli.
To
be fair, Tripoli goes crazy with conspiracy.
So that's what's.
I personally, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just think a lot of them are actually destructive. I don't agree with it. And I know a lot of people do, but for me, I think it's important to push back on conspiracies because a lot of these conspiracy theories, and I'm not talking about Sam here. Sam's one of the nicest, best people I know.
Great.
But a lot of conspiracy theories, whether people know it or not, have their roots in old school anti-Semitism. It goes back to the Nazi era. It just does.
Yep.
I mean, say what you will, but at the end of the day, when you start talking about the Rothschilds and all these bankers, they're all Jewish bankers. What you're doing is spreading, and I also am I believe in vaccines. I study a little history, and when you have these massive, it is a problem when you have like Russian and Chinese, elements trying to spread disinformation about vaccines. And then you get, a lot of people that are very distrustful. It works. So I understand that big tech has a lot of issues. The worry for big tech is that when you do have real misinformation and it starts gaining traction and it can get people killed like it did with the Rohingya in different countries. Yeah. You watch The Social Dilemma, that's a real fucking problem. Yeah. That's a real problem. But that
misinformation, it also did with COVID, right? Like some people didn't take it serious at all and ended up dying.
No, but a lot of the doctors who were saying, look, we're on the front lines. The stats you're hearing are not consistent with the stats we are seeing. The stats we are seeing are lower. They got pulled.
But here's what else. Pulled for saying. But here's what else. CNN won't let the brothers interview each other. He's preventing. They won't allow him to interview his brother down there.
Personally, I like seeing those guys talk, and I knew Chris.
I like seeing them too.
I liked Chris. Chris, I believe Chris Cuomo. Like he gets a lot of flack for being a liberal and stuff. But Chris Cuomo was, from my experience, and also know people who are still in touch with him. If Chris was here hanging out, or we were out, he's a guy, and he's not a he's a very reasonable, thoughtful guy. He's not.
He's full of shit on CNN though. But so is the Fox guy.
Yeah.
To me, it's almost a character.
Because they have to. Because their ratings
they get told what to say.
Their ratings depend on talking to their echo chamber.
They have writers. They have writers. It's not like,
of course, they just read off the monitor.
Yeah, and then they put their input in. He's obviously far left.
But these motherfuckers don't even necessarily believe it.
Not all. There's no way they believe all of it.
I think that I think someone.
But I think to back to them pulling like what's fake news and all that, and they don't want information spreading. I think the media, and especially the news, I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but especially here in LA. Like I know and CDC is going to release this. So they're saying, oh, you know, there's the Brazilian strain, there's the African strain. It's much more deadly. The CDC came out with that's their take on it.
Yeah.
We gave them this information where, yeah, it might be more contagious, but it's not nowhere near as deadly. That's not true. But the news takes it to scare you.
Well, the World Health Organization also drives a lot of the
CDC said was like, no. You guys took what we sent you one way and you're running with it.
Yeah.
So
here's
I
the
guess,
facts.
okay, so then, what's your guys' sources of, you know, where do you get your news?
Not Fox and CNN.
You can listen to Fox and CNN. You can do that, and you can listen to it with a grain of salt and just understand that depending on who you're listening to on those news organizations, that they are as much opinion makers. Their opinion. So
they have an agenda.
They have an agenda. They're speaking to their echo chamber. So Tucker Carlson's speaking to people that already agree with him and already have a preconceived
and they double down.
The world should.
Yeah, and they down on that hill.
Yeah, and then so Laura Ingraham, that's the angle. Now, if you go over, to CNN or Rachel Maddow, she's going to be speaking to people who lean left.
But they're also so CNN.
That's what makes it.
But CNN's like here, Fox is here, and then you can listen to both and come here.
Like the BBC,
but it's tough
BBC, NPR, BBC, NPR.
Great.
Yeah, there's a lot of some news organizations try to be super neutral about things, but you have to always listen to how they're phrasing things because it's very hard. I'm telling you, I'll tell you what. I'm about to release this. Did I tell you about this? I'm about to release this interview tomorrow with a guy named Alistair Bostwick.
Yep.
Alistair Bostwick, I sent you that thing on. He said he had that YouTube thing on what Chris D'Elia should have done.
Yeah.
And he also has another thing on the
information we could have used yesterday.
and he also has a video on the truth about Woody Allen and his
documentary coming
out.
out.
See that? No, but you got to see what. No, he's a real journalist. Alistair Bostwick is a real journalist.
Okay.
And he went and looked at all the stuff, like with Mia Farrow, and what really happened. Three of her 11 children. 3 of her 10 adopted children committed suicide. There was apparently, and he has the court trial transcripts. They offered Woody Allen if he gave them $8 million, they would shut up. They wouldn't make it a scene. And Woody Allen was like, "No, I'm taking a lie detector test," and she wouldn't take a lie. Watch the video, but anyway, I did an interview with him. I'm going to release it tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to release it on, but
I said, I want to figure out what you're going to release.
But I said,
because I do want to watch it.
Oh, it's
I am
great.
curious.
I'll release it on YouTube. I'll just release it on my channel. I'll release it. Yeah, and I'll post it on.
So just search Brian Callen.
Yeah, and I'll post it on my Instagram.
I got you. I know what it's
So he worked for liberal corporations. He worked for BuzzFeed. He worked for Huffington Post. Now he works for Verizon. Okay. And he's essentially a freelance guy, but he just tries to he's a fucking thorough journalist. And I said, if I were to say to you, if you were to say, look, you were at the Huffington Post, very, very liberal and very anti-Trump, right? And you were to say, let me find one good thing about Trump. Like, let me find one good thing that might have been good for the economy. Let's say his deregulation policy. And he said, it would get greenlit. However, would it be promoted? Would it be on the front page? No. Right? And then what would happen to me when I come back to work the next day and the week after? Are you going to want to come to work every day and have people cutting their eyes at you all the time like that? Yeah. And then they start talking about you on the chat boards like they did to Barry Weiss in the New York Times? Yeah. Super liberal. But she was like, this is getting crazy, guys. This is an ideology, and we're not even reporting the news objectively. They started talking about it in the chapter. It got so hostile for her that she had
what did he do?
Well, he said what happens in those situations. What happens is you go over to Breitbart or the Daily Wire because you can't.
You don't know.
So journalists get pushed in one team or another. Mm-hmm. You can't help but get pushed in one direction or another. Otherwise, you're a pariah at your own work. That's a problem. So anyway, it was a good interview because he's somebody I respect. He's a young guy.
Yeah, we found him because of the Chris stuff, right?
Yeah.
You and I would send that to each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, for sure send this to
Watch the Woody Allen thing he did. Fuck,
yeah, I watched it. But that's what makes it tough because, I never watch the fucking news based off of, just like you said, Fox is over here, it's just, I don't know, it's just such a wild world, and then, to pick a side, I don't know, it's just too...
What side is Brian Williams on? The 11th hour. What side
Brian Williams is pretty vanilla. He makes a lot of money because he's not threatened.
Not threatening. But would you have to take a side to far left or far right?
It's like,
Brian,
Because that's why.
for me,
No, I'm just saying, like,
for Brian Williams,
Yeah.
out of all the guys,
yeah.
oh, so don't listen
he's
to
Vanilla
him.
Ice Cream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think also that to keep in mind, like, you know, it's like, are you left, are you right, or give me the issue, give me the topic. Immigration, I don't know, it's really complicated. I don't want to see kids in cages. I know that. We all agree with that. But at the same time, I don't think we should have I think borders are reasonable and they mean something. If they don't, then take the front door off your house.
You gotta have some regulation.
I mean, so how do we do it? It's not easy when Latin America's a disaster, when you got Guatemala, El Salvador, and you got desperate people coming, and you're a border agent, and you're dealing with children who've been in the desert and they're dehydrated or maybe dying, and you're dealing with all this shit, and you're finding people who are dead, but that shit's, all you're doing is, you're not even political at that point. You're just trying to make the world a better place. You're just trying to deal with all this shit. You're part of an organization called ICE. You're saying you're bad. Well, bro, I'm just trying to, I have a job to do. I'm trying to, you know, it's really the incentive structure that causes people out of behavior.
But also with like immigration stuff, like the rules are almost for the exception. So it's like when we met in Syria, when all the Syrians left, and Germany was like, yeah, we'll take them. It's tough because you're going to get those outliers, those guys who are still involved in ISIS.
It can't just be that easy. Is what
or France goes, we'll take them, and then they have all these issues.
Yeah.
But again, those guys are the exception. Majority of the people that come over there are going to contribute to society and be good people. But that exception will scare everybody and keep them out.
When you get like young men,
It's like it's like you know, like real Italians fucking hate The Godfather, Goodfellas, because it paints all like you need Italian mafia. Like
that's how my grandparents.
0.01% of Italians are in the mafia. They fucking hate it, dude. So same with like Muslims, like ISIS. Are you kidding me, dude? You know how many Muslims are in the world? You know how many in ISIS? 0.00001. But they get labeled.
They get portrayed.
I think 10% of our medical doctors and staff are Muslim in this country. You know, if you're Iranian or you're, you know, from that, you know, you come here or whatever, and you go to school. Your parents are like, oh, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. You got a couple of choices. You got to get 6 degrees. It's the same thing. How many?
You're Italian, Irish?
What's that?
You're Italian and Irish?
Italian, Irish. That's why.
But you grew up all over the world, right?
Yeah, I did.
Let me pee real quick.
Yeah.
You got a pee? So I got to move my big ass? Yeah. Fine. You got fucking abs. Chip pulled up pictures of you. You've always like, damn.
Yeah, I'm built with it. I'm gonna get down.
No, run.
It's also been built the same way for how long?
Listen, look at that.
That's an ectomorph, right?
Dude, how funny was that, man?
I know. I took my.
Also,
Dude, how about the post Delia? Hey, how about the post Delia said?
That was at the comedy store. I'm trying to do a video.
Looks like the
that's the Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
Oh, Laugh Factory, yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember that.
At the time, he's about to make up a story. That 10-minute podcast picture is fucking.
You took your shirt off?
LB, you don't. I was watching.
Oh, we've been jacked, dog.
I was watching the other day on YouTube when Sasso came on Fighting the Kid and was redoing Montel Jordan.
Oh,
so
yeah.
fucking funny.
He's one of the funniest.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I talk to him periodically, but he's all hidey because of Kobe.
Oh yeah, big guy.
So I think he's a little
worried
worried
about it. All big guys are.
Yeah, like but
all my big friends are like.
He won't hang with me because I travel. You know, he's like, nah, you're on the road.
So we're not getting him on the show for quite some time.
He's got to get vaccinated. But he's
It's gonna be a while for him.
Some people are so funny naturally, like they're just so impossibly talented. I've said that to him before. I think you're the greatest impressionist I've ever seen in my life. And
how did the show do? I don't see it.
it got canceled.
Oh, the one on NBC?
Well, if you want to play that game, if you want to be on mainstream TV,
Pilots, don't get picked up.
well, how about?
I think
being
Kevin
an actor?
James taking all his jobs. You know.
Well, Kevin James is something else, but even that's hard.
Well, he's on Netflix now.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people are watching? It's always, I don't know, TV's just changed so much. This whole business has changed drastically. If you're going to put all your eggs in a Netflix show, now, hold on. So new media, podcasting, stand-up, we're all very lucky. Because if you're doing a Netflix show, you're going to do 8 episodes, 10 episodes. And a lot of times that contract keeps you from doing anything else. So how long does it take to do 10 episodes? I'll give it
3
I'll
months?
give it, yeah, maybe. Okay, I'll give
long
it 3
time.
months. So now you got 9 more months, right?
You gotta figure it out.
What are you going to do?
You don't have podcasts.
And you can't pay your mortgage on that. You're not paying me that much.
Kevin
I'm
James.
saying in LA.
Yeah,
You live in
Kevin
LA.
James can.
Yeah, if you're Kevin James. Yeah.
But if you're just a person on there, no.
If you're fourth lead,
Yeah.
support him.
Yeah, you need something more.
By the way, speaking of acting,
Yeah, you saw it? You saw that?
Oh
You
yeah.
saw that? Yeah.
Mom-
What's that?
Mom-
It was good.
Mom
Thank
took my
you.
word.
I
for
liked
it.
it a
What was
lot.
that? Yeah.
His
The
Xbox commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so was it a commercial for Xbox or OtterBox? Because I saw both.
Well, here's the thing. It was a collab.
Oh, okay.
But it was more Xbox. I had 3 more to go.
Is it on TV?
You posted it on
a
Instagram.
fan tagged me. I reposted it.
Hell
Is
yeah.
it on YouTube or no?
It's on. Well, we put it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube
dope.
or have you posted to your social media?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of positive reviews. We have. I'm shooting another one in March. Look at that right there. Now we can critique. But now, I was
Actually, really good.
I was much smaller back then. Look at that posture. I like it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the walk. Look at that. Look, yeah, the focus.
Now, do you have any speaking lines?
So, okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that hand down. Okay. This is the girl I was telling you about.
How can we get you to stare at your phone more?
You can play Xbox on your phone now. That's so dope.
Oh damn! Calm down, Melvin.
Yeah. Now here, this is my line. Where I
Okay,
say,
where do you talk?
now,
Yeah, where's your lines at?
Yeah. Look what Brian commented.
Brian is Brian is such a. I'm glad you took my acting workshop. I take credit for this commercial. Now, why?
Well, because
because what?
I just feel like
I'm sorry, did I talk when he spoke? Did I miss the, what were your lines?
My line was game connected.
Was that in there?
Think about Hollywood. Think about Hollywood.
it's not about the lines, it's about the intention.
Thank you, B. You saw my face. You saw the folks. I have 3
Now,
more.
I don't want to say anybody could do that, but
Well, I have 3 more. They chose me.
You smile, you smile.
Have a great night.
no, they chose you for sure. I mean, you've chosen them.
To see one time in acting class, front of a bunch of Friday night, and I'm doing this, having trying to fucking, and I just heard two people go, I don't believe you.
I believe you on the third drag.
Have you ever taken acting classes?
Yeah, I did for like 3 years.
How'd it go?
I liked it. I think acting classes was dope. I hated it. You hated it?
You didn't like them?
Mr. Pettigrew, he was so hard on me.
Once you still somewhere else, it's
Thousands. Well, because he said, you quit now, you're going to quit now. And I stuck.
you could start another acting.
Yeah. You're not necessarily.
Well,
Just leave it. You just
Acting
leave it.
teachers are supposed to be hard on you. Because you get caught in your little tricks.
He taught me how to cry on the spot. That's the guy who he was like, I want to see better.
But the other thing, if you're an acting coach, think how much bullshit riffraff you deal with in your class.
Oh,
Nobody,
oh,
I
so
mean,
much.
most people aren't going to make it. This girl's from Nebraska. She's homecoming queen. She's leaving a fucking, big thing.
But they
Well,
tell you,
the acting teachers that never made it. If you really look at
Yeah,
it.
if you really think about it.
but there's some great teachers
Those who can't
some
coach.
work, yeah. Some of them are amazing though. Like,
Some
a
of
lot of
them
times they're trying to get you out of your own way.
But Jeffrey can.
Oh, fuck.
He had an acting coach who's like.
Emmy award-winning.
Oh, Jeffrey Tambor was your acting coach?
Yeah, for years.
Oh, wow.
Can you get him with you?
One of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
I don't think he does
His
it.
acting. He's one of the great actors. I mean,
Ever.
I put him up against anybody.
Ever.
Fucking
He's
anybody.
amazing.
And he was one of the greatest teachers. That motherfucker was psychic. That dude would look back and go like this. He would go, what's going on? And he'd go, you want the good news, you want the bad news? Good news, good news is you got one foot out, one foot in. Bad news is you got one foot out, right? What happened? Think about quitting. People start crying. How about this? My favorite is this. Guy doing scene, and he goes, after the scene, I'll be waiting to see what he's going to say. And he goes, what's going on with your right leg? I go, what? Your right leg, what's going on? You're so protective of that leg, and I just see you kind of, your whole body's leaning in that direction. Guy goes, nothing. I don't know. Nothing? Nothing's going on with your right leg. Guy goes, I mean, you don't see that? Walk with that. Walk the right leg. Nothing ever happened. I mean, I was in a car accident and I broke my femur in half. Yeah, so I had the motherfucker, you pick up on that kind of stuff. It's just a student, like his antenna, a student of human behavior.
Yeah.
And then he would sometimes show you how to do something. And like you do a scene, you work on it, my favorite this, you go, yeah, watch this. You go, how long do you work on the scene? So tell me 12 hours. 12 hours? 12 hours. 3 hours. Maybe. And I'm doing Jenny. So what's going on? You want to do this?
You've seen it all, man. You've seen it all. But he's still not doing it, is he?
No, he's got 2002.
Yeah. He's blown up. Yeah. I think what's funny, I was talking to Chicago about this, is the age is trying to adapt to, now there's podcasts and stand-up, YouTube, there's all these different digital apps and they're trying to keep up, and then they throw you TV ideas, and let's go through this if I get that TV show. So I'm sure you say Monday through Friday. Well, I have a podcast Monday through Thursday. The only day, now I do. I have every day I podcast. So if you have to take that away, then how much is the compensation? Yeah, but we'll just think about the long play. I own these podcasts. You want me to do this TV show and shut down all this for how long?
And you'll work for 16 hours a day, please. Yeah. And what I mean by that is you'll be in makeup waiting.
But it's funny to watch. It's funny to watch them juggle.
What do you mean, the agents?
Yeah, just because it's just. I'm like, how much pay? I make that in a day doing this. Like, yeah, I know, but that's podcasting. I'm sorry. So is that less than this TV network? Mm-hmm.
If you want 1,000 people, if you want fame, you have a successful podcast. People are gonna know you a lot more.
Well, 100%. But also think about it. Like, how much do you know about Leonardo DiCaprio?
I don't know.
You ever heard him on long form podcast? How much you know about Joe Rogan or Brian Callen or Tim Dillon and Chris D'Elia?
Look at Andrew Schultz. Was Andrew Schultz doing a shitload of TV before this? No, he made himself.
He was on TV.
People know him from
100%
from just being so amazing on social media and being you got to know him.
And that's adapting in 2021. These celebrities now who are untouchable. And there's a few at the pinnacle, but outside that, no one gives a fuck about the rest of them. Yeah. There's this elite
name the last in the past 3 years, and I'll wait. Who were the? Give me a couple names of actual Oscar winners. It used to be they were household names. Who won an Oscar last year?
That's just for supporting.
Yeah, that Brad Pitt we know because we've known him.
It's Brad Pitt.
But we don't. Actors are no longer what they were because it's so atomized. Yeah, it's just people. You got competing with YouTube podcasts. Stand up so many evidence. So an actor no longer can capture, the collective imagination. How many people have seen movies? How many Moonlight won an Oscar? Okay, that's a movie. Name one actor from it.
Trevante Rose. I was in a film with him. Mahershala Ali.
Well, it's an all-black cast.
Yeah, but.
Why are you playing that?
Most people don't. Most people are like.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
But think about it. Most people would not know that.
Yeah, not at all. It's just what.
It's just that the narrative's changed. The media's changed.
But meanwhile, I do love the world of acting. I think it's such an amazing thing. Like just to see someone portray something and one of my favorite actors. One of my favorite actors is Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer. I think it's fucking great. And just to watch him portray something and you no longer see Val Kilmer. I just think it's badass.
Right now, is he your favorite actor?
Huh?
Right now?
One of my favorites.
He hasn't worked in a long time.
No, he hasn't.
They found a lot of ways with the throat issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great in the 90s.
Heat.
Yeah.
Heat was that.
He's my favorite movie. Al Pacino? Yeah. Oh my God. You remember that scene?
They sit down together?
It was oh my God.
Yep. When they first do you know that scene?
1992?
That was 92?
He's probably 96.
Yeah.
97.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a little
95?
95.
Yeah.
Still holds up.
Sure does.
We had to do a monologue in that scene. Yeah.
You had to do that.
Yeah, see that. Yeah, in the monologue.
And they sit down together. That's
so
that
intense.
Shooting scene.
Yes, celebrity's all different now, isn't it? You got I was at Zoo Gym. The owner introduced me to this TikToker. I pretty much have it, and then he just popped up on my YouTube feed, and he has 100 million followers on TikTok.
What? You know his name?
No, I don't know.
100 million.
Those TikTokers are the modern superstars now.
He's so rich.
TikTokers?
Yeah, TikTokers.
Yeah,
they're like the new
my daughter.
generation. Yeah.
She's 12. She's just like
Everyone's obsessed.
Yeah, but it's all niche, right? Like that guy.
Not even really that big of a niche. These kids have like 30 million followers on Instagram.
It's still niche though, because that kid could get coffee, no one knows who he is. Like Leonardo DiCaprio can't. The age of the big star is not good. Also, 100 million followers.
How long does it last?
How long does it last?
That's my thing too.
How much talent do they actually really have? And 100 million followers on Instagram doesn't mean that 100 million people in the world. Like to the point that social media isn't real. They say 1 in 10 people on social media will watch on the street. So if that kid gets coffee, they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
But also you did it in 30-second bursts. It's a little bit different of a skill set, I think. You know, it's not that they're not talented. It's just, you gotta
I think it's just a different skill set.
If your audience is 12-year-olds too, TikTok is a young audience. That's very fickle. They'll just go on to the next thing.
Yeah. Let's go some current events. First one?
Okay, so this is an update to a story that we did a few days ago about a potential Meek Mill lyric talking about going out on a chopper, and he refers to Kobe Bryant. Vanessa Bryant actually saw this and she reacted.
Yeah, she has people don't post like tributes to Kobe either.
Yeah, she doesn't like
It's too hard
having
for
to
her and her
see
daughter.
tributes of her daughter and
Which is
her
kind of weird to
late
say,
husband.
you know?
It's just triggering for her, so
I
she'd
get
rather
it.
not.
Stay on social media though. You know?
Yeah. I'm sure she does,
You
but
can
there's
also
certain
just
things-
stay off of it. You know, like your husband was a legend. So many people expect him to pay tribute to him.
I'm sure there are ways where like she can't avoid certain things. Though. I'm sure there are people like in her ear, so they're like, "Hey, did you see what Meek Mill did?" Even if she's trying to stay off social media,
Yeah, that was
like word gets around.
You can
I
stay
get
off of it though.
Yeah.
You know, to demand that society doesn't post tributes is a little.
That's
Still
crazy.
insane. But also with Meek Mill,
Talking about
to
the
defend
chopper.
Meek Mill, you know that Meek Mill didn't release his song.
No.
He wasn't going to release it, and it got leaked.
Yeah.
Oh.
Him because he was with Lil Baby.
Yeah.
So it got leaked. So this was never supposed to be out.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Meek Mill?
That's probably that one. Man.
Yeah.
And I said, I hate that line because I had it bleeped out.
Yeah.
Oh, you had that line bleeped out?
But apparently he had a conversation with
that has to be tactful.
Vanessa Bryant behind the scenes.
Wait, hold on, sorry. You said what?
My rap has to be tactful and respectful.
Who's your favorite rapper?
That is rap?
My favorite rapper?
Put
Macklemore?
us on game, Brian.
Macklemore's fucking white. I mean, not that I know this, but I've heard.
Hey, remember when you sent me that white rapper video? I went, two things. Don't ever send me a white rapper in a video. Ever.
Well, I watched the Travis Scott doc, and I kept wanting to see what made him great. Like, because I like to, so...
His come-up story's great.
Yeah, but what I was looking at, like, with Kanye, I went and listened to other musicians explain to me why he's original, right? I don't know music.
Travis Scott.
So what I like you to do is I want you to show me how to like compare. What I noticed about the concerts Travis Scott is very interesting because it was like it was a combination of rap and also the mosh pits of the fucking 90s with that hardcore rock shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is very interesting. He's bringing black and white kids together and they're fucking fanatical and it's an event. He's just like a spearhead of a riot.
How great is in that documentary when he's not big, he goes to Astro World and there's like 10 people in the crowd and then he goes back a year later and it's like
It's sold out.
What
One of the best live performers.
Is it personality or is it talent?
No, it's both.
No, he's both. He's super
both.
talented. Like he changed the game as far as rap goes.
His sound.
His
his
sound
sound is
is
different.
it's super unique. And then his fashion, they collab with Jordan and Nike and McDonald's. Like he's huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
PlayStation.
He's talented dude.
I always say that success like that is not an accident. You're not fucking successful like that. When you meet people like that, they're smart as shit. You get confused by the style, by the packaging sometimes, you know? Like he's whatever, he seems like he's smoking a lot of weed and he's kind of just hanging out. No, he's probably always thinking, he's always, he probably got,
he's original.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got straight A's, let's calm down a little
bit.
But
You'd be surprised by that.
Yeah, I
though.
didn't get straight A's.
Lil Wayne did.
Well, he was a nerd. He was a nerd.
Yeah, but a little bit.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was a nerd.
He wasn't there.
Also, one of the best
He said, yeah.
concerts.
I bet he was, though. I bet
Let's
he
go to his concert. He's touring again in 2020.
Oh, dude, I'll mosh the fuck out of
Wait,
you.
2022?
You mosh?
Watch out for the gray mule. Gang, gang.
Ooh.
I'm not built like you.
Yo, pack it in.
It's the gray mule.
You know that's a donkey, but fuck it.
Whatever a mule
I'm a
is.
dyslexic.
I'm pretty, and think about it, lights go down, they go, get ready to pack it in. And then lights go dark in here. That's how it goes.
Shout out to the Mandragon / Weatherborn / Gray
Drop the
Mule.
Mandragon.
And you're saying that.
It's not catching.
Nah, it's not. Nah, he's not a Mandragon. And then I just fucking come running out. Abs.
From zero dark dirty.
For days.
Abs for days. I got a shirt like this, one of those half shirts.
Yeah.
Thick,
Like a football player.
Like his midriff drops off.
running and shaking.
Or like a big
From the hip.
flopping.
From the
Big
hip.
flopping.
Where your dick come
Yeah,
from?
well,
I'm not
keep your
wearing
dick
pants.
in.
Yeah. You're not wearing pants. When did you not wear pants?
No, we wanted to go viral. We wanted to go viral. We wanted to go viral.
What you say?
I go, they like, Brian,
Promotion for the movie.
when you're running, you're sprinting, it's hitting.
It's flapping.
I go, this little old thing. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then that's the credits.
I'm into it.
You into it?
Yeah.
And then he's behind me for no reason, running behind me, holding onto my hips, going, yeah. And you push me into the
No,
mud.
then when you fall and your big dick goes flapping everywhere, then I grab you by your heel, just your socks, and pull you back. And your dick's going,
I get, I'm the fucking dirty crowd.
yeah. No, you're on the concert stage. I'm pulling this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get some kind of an infection. I'm gonna get an infection on my dick.
What else you got, Kat?
That's a dope concept.
Okay, so there is a brand new Pakistani armed police unit that is going to get trained in skating around, trying to prevent theft and street harassment.
I feel like it'd be easy to knock those guys down.
But this is footage of their
See
training.
ya, dude. Nice skates.
This is awesome.
But just get on horses, though, you know? Oh, wow.
No.
They can't. They're not even great.
They're all scared. They're all
Now, a
tense.
lot of Pakistani.
Oh, wow. Nothing looks softer than cops on skates.
How do you?
That was super unsteady, and you're not gonna be able to shoot straight.
The only thing,
There's no way.
yeah, the only thing that would make this more gay if they had cut off jean shorts on.
They're not going
It
fast
looks like,
at
you
all.
know,
They're not going
911.
fast at all.
I know. They're getting information.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
That is okay. Hold on.
And they're not great at skating
No,
either.
they're fucking bad.
They're not good at skating.
You know how easy it would be to get away from them? And then what are they going to do once they catch a
In about
guy?
a year, they're gonna start getting real good. Then.
Yeah, they're training right now. I get it. Yeah. Oh, watch it.
What happened to
Jump. I'm down for it.
I gotta give him that. Man.
I'm down
He
for
jumped
it.
over that motorcycle, dog. I'll give him
Not
that.
smooth, though. He's all scared. He has to go to the side. He's all...
Can any one of y'all skate? Anyone?
I can
skate?
skate.
You can rollerblade? Skate? Yeah. What about you? Can you?
Yeah, come on.
You get blade.
You get blade?
That's why you say it like that.
Yeah, why you say blade?
I ride that line of balance. Just put it that way.
Ooh,
You can shred.
Do you go to Atlanta and go to Cascade? Do you do that?
Watch out. Fucking Pakistan coming through.
You don't see a lot of skates on Venice Beach anymore.
Sure don't.
No,
Very rare.
Nah, they
It's
popping.
very gay.
It's also very interesting that
Very gay.
rollerblades they went away. Skateboarding never went away.
Bro,
Skateboarding
You don't see
never went away.
rollerblades.
I was just in Santa Monica. I was rollerblading.
Like the park.
Yeah, but
There might be one or two, but it's not popping like it used to be. Like
No,
in the
you're right.
late 90s, that thing was
This is
popping.
mean to say, but when you see a rollerblade, a lot of times you're like I'm always like, I think you live in your car. But not to be, but I mean,
It's just not hip
they're
anymore.
alone and they're dancing to music. And you know those people.
Yeah.
and
They
they're
always have great
dancing,
bodies.
And they're not
Always great
dancing. And
bodies.
you're like, oh, something's wrong. Something happened.
Yeah.
They're usually thin.
You know what I see a lot of is the roller skates. That's what I see a lot of.
No, I don't see a lot of roller skates. I see a lot of roller.
I don't see that.
You see where you guys hanging out at?
And there in Santa Monica, I just went past.
Are you hanging outside the Abbey?
No,
There's not a lot of rollerblading
They
going
call them
on.
inline skating, right?
That's
What's the skate park?
They're on rollerblades?
Yeah,
Rollerblades.
and roller skates. I see it all the time.
But
Jim,
more
that's
skateboard.
why they went out of fashion.
More
There's a
skateboard.
reason. Inline skates went out of fashion, but there was a reason. There was something like they just stopped. People stopped rollerblading.
Yeah, it's a lot of death, I guess.
Why did inline skating die out, but skateboarding, BMX, and still popping?
Yeah.
The death meal?
And tickling it.
I'll tell you Reddit article. Bro.
Yeah.
What was that sport when women used to rollerblade and you had to
Roller derby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Mainly a lesbian sport. It's called what?
Oh, they were the
Is it like another form of softball? What?
We're talking about roller derby.
We're talking about roller derby.
Mainly a lesbian sport.
I'm not saying. I'm
You get
just
big
saying.
Karen out there with the big Karen out there.
With the whistles.
Then they're always, like in the preview, they're always like,
Oh yeah.
she's the protector.
Dude, they're built like us.
No, they're bigger.
They're us on skates.
Yeah.
That's like,
there's always
that's
a
like a
fast
fetish
one.
for a guy who likes muscular girls.
You what else you got?
You would get down with a roller derby girl?
I
Can we pull up a roller derby video?
I appreciate muscles and tattoos on a woman. I do. What's
Let's do this real quick.
And a big dick.
Okay, so the city of Winnipeg is currently snowing, and they're having an issue with people creating sexually suggestive snowmen throughout the city, to the point where they have city officials going by like local parks and areas and knocking them down.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, that thing curvy.
Damn,
Look at that booty. Winnipeg? I just stand in Winnipeg. There's not a lot to do in Winnipeg. So in the wintertime, come on.
That thing.
That's fantastic.
Did you see?
I wonder what that was.
Did you see the
That was
TikTok thing that went viral where there was a TikTok narrative that the government created the snow
Oh yeah, that's the next
in
comment.
Texas?
Wait, what?
And they think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
fake
they
snow.
think- yeah, they think it's fake snow
There's a
that-
lot of videos of people trying to burn the snow and it doesn't melt.
It doesn't?
Yeah, for whatever reason.
There are a
The
few
are
videos.
showing.
One is that they say the snow will turn black,
Oh,
which
fucking-
shouldn't happen because it's supposed to be water and it melts.
Yeah, I know. These fucking TikTokers. Listen, to me. I was there for the 3 days it started snowing.
Yeah.
I was there. It was everywhere, and it was this thick.
No, they say it's snow. They think it's snow, but they think it's like an artificial snow.
Fake snow, basically.
They're thinking the government put it there.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
because,
I think it's man-made
because it
snow.
was coming down from everywhere in the sky.
Yeah.
This is a video right here?
Yeah.
I can still watch it.
Someone said do it for blood running. Blood run. There's that snow. There's some snow. Have a snowball. Here we go. Highest setting hot.
It won't melt, which is weird. But
Yeah, he
This
is
is weird.
you have the one where
crazy.
the person set it on fire, Kat.
Oh yeah, there's one that put it in
The
a microwave.
person that sets it on fire
there
it
is
still
one.
doesn't melt.
I don't know if it's in this article.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yep.
No.
How do I put this dope track on it?
Oh no, this is a TikTok track. It's one of those that goes viral. Yeah.
See, it won't melt. It just turns black.
It's there. It's snow.
It's weird though.
It is, yeah, it is weird. Yeah.
What's that one
What's
right
this
there?
one?
Because it's government snow right here. It falls off your hand, don't even make it wet.
That
I
is
like how they
weird.
keep calling it
That
government.
is. That one's weird.
It is strange.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's this?
Thank you, Bill Gates.
Oh, just a light one.
Thank you, Bill Gates.
To trick us that this is real snow.
Trying to trick us.
You'll see.
That's so
It's not
sexy.
melting. And it's going to burn. Snow don't burn. Snow fucking melts. No water, no dripping, no nothing.
That's crazy.
If I put this shit in the microwave, it's gonna start sparking because there's venom
Oh, yeah.
in it.
Prove it.
So you see
They put it in a
They
microwave.
did.
no melting.
It is weird. It doesn't melt, right, B?
Yeah.
B, what do you think? I don't know what you think, B.
I want to see what Sam has to
I
say.
think it snowed in Texas. I was there,
Yeah.
and it was everywhere. I was sliding around in my car. So if they have a plane that big and they were able to cover all of Texas and kill all those animals, it was freezing. It was,
I believe you, but those videos are kind of crazy.
yeah, the TikTok videos.
What do you mean?
That's the one I saw.
That's Ohio,
Oh,
though.
that's Ohio. Never mind.
You want to watch it, though? Oh, it's
No,
fun,
I don't
though.
need to watch it.
That's weird. The government. Bill Gates, I guess, is the one.
No, yeah, and she's like, thank you, Bill Gates.
When you start blaming, if you
She's all
start giving
nice
the government
pride,
that much
Bill
credit,
Yeah.
if you think the government can create a snowstorm like that, it's just incredible.
But that's what we have conspiracy theories. This one right here. Andrew Schultz. I had to screen record it. Kat caught this on Andrew Schultz's Instagram, but he called out Brian. First, he said, "Hey, the boys are back," which is cool. It's about you lying.
I think I'm lying. I'm lying.
And then, here. He says he's coming for you, Brian.
I saw that.
Mr. Schultz.
I saw that. Yeah. I told him, and I said to him, I said, I need more reach from you. You're fighting like Frazier, and I stop doing being inside fighter.
Let me see Schultz on the wave there.
Using the reach.
I got a video of
Oh, he kills it right here.
Brian hitting pads. Y'all want to see it?
Schultz kills it right here.
Yeah, he
Look at that.
serves.
Oh, this is dope.
Badass.
Let's see my video.
Any of y'all watched the
How is
Patrice job?
I didn't watch it.
It's great.
Is on
I'm
Comedy
not finished.
Central?
I'll get, yeah.
Bill Burr produced it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
I
great.
had a conversation with that guy. With me and Doug did.
Patrice?
Yeah.
Patrice, yeah.
And
Legend.
he had some profound. So I'm a
Smart
I looked
guy.
at Dove and I go, it's kind of profound. And Dove goes, the man drops a heavy thought. He drops a heavy thought.
How's Dove doing?
The best. But you know, he's just a real estate type.
He is?
He's doing stand up. I miss him, man. I mean, he's got a kid now. So he spends his time with his child.
You guys already know about Tiger Woods?
Tiger
Yeah.
Woods.
His right leg is all bunched up.
So yeah.
his ankle and both his legs. So he's cool.
Just one
ankle.
leg, just his right leg. They said it was a compound fracture.
But this is what they said here. Oh, they said it was a what the hell was it called? Comminated or whatever fracture. That means it didn't do a full break, but it broke and it like splintered up, which is freaky.
Did you see the car though?
Yeah.
They needed the
What's
jaws of
that
life to get him out.
Really?
How's it all coming?
It was a Bentley.
What happened? He just was going too fast or what?
Jay had.
Oh, that was just a regular video.
Were you looking for Jay?
Just the car.
Oh shit, that's a Bentley.
Yeah,
Was I
it's bad.
warming up with this video, or was I hitting hard?
Oh, Chin, you got
Was I
it.
opening
No,
up?
What, Brian?
Yeah, but sometimes you get me when
Oh,
I'm
there it
just
is.
warming up. My speed is blinding.
See what we got.
So you accepted his challenge,
Woods
right?
is okay, man.
Yeah. Fucking insane.
I mean,
Especially
that's
after that.
crazy.
He was just driving by himself.
And
He said no drugs or
You
anything.
rolled?
Look at it go.
There was this video on Instagram about this guy.
Can you send it again, Malik?
When you see this semi hit this car, and you had a dash cam, just slid up over and but I guess they were okay. These crumple zones are incredible, where the passenger stays safe and everything else just crumples around it. Look at that. On both sides.
Let's see what we got.
Okay, so you challenged. Andrew,
We are rolling.
Let me do it right hand, and I'm gonna do it left hand. Okay, Chin?
All right.
Let me do it. You look young out here.
You look young right
You
here.
do look young.
This was this was 2019.
2019.
Hey, what?
Yeah, my son's a good camper.
Did you get all that?
I got a lot of it.
You saw nothing there. Please don't send
know,
that.
right?
What else do you have, Chin? That's an awful video. But don't ever send that again.
Oh, you guys are talking about the dark web and child pornography?
Yeah.
Do you hear about Travis Fulton, one of the legendary MMA fighters? He had like over 350
He's the most
fights.
fights ever in MMA history.
He is now indicted on child pornography charges.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember Travis Fulton.
He was like a legend, like a weird
Original
legend.
journeyman.
Yeah.
He fought everybody.
So
He's
it
fine.
says he tried to persuade a minor under the age of 18 to engage in sexually explicit content with his camera, and then he also possessed child pornography of a minor under 12.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. So there you go.
Good.
And then you can see here he also has like a charge on him too for beating up a girl.
He's always like underground famous. Like, he wasn't like a well-known guy.
He's got a charge of beating up a girl.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
I know of him, but never
Never met him.
No.
Yeah.
The most.
He fought once in the UFC, like 90 years, I'm sure.
There he goes. 325 resume.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's not a journeyman, it's a hiring man.
He should be fine in jail.
Nope.
Piece of shit, though.
I thought this was fascinating. This was brought up on a different show. But have you seen Dr. Carl Hart on Joe Rogan's podcast before?
This guy?
Yeah.
I've watched his TED Talk.
Yeah, so he's a very smart guy, very well
He's a
spoken.
neuroscientist. He grew up, I think, in Miami?
I'm not sure where he grew up, but he admitted that he snorts heroin from time to time at night.
Yeah. Well, he says if you don't do it with a sedative, so if you mix heroin with alcohol, you've got problems. If you snort heroin on its own, what he says is that the idea that you do heroin and you're addicted for life, or you smoke crack once you're addicted, is completely bullshit. In fact, if, with mice, that comes from a study with mice, where or different animals, I think even primates, where they give you the animal cocaine, and the animal kept hitting the lever until it died, until it did so much cocaine it died. However, when they gave the mice or the primates treats and receptive sexual partners and activities to play, they didn't. They went and did that instead. So the idea is that when you are a person that has no other options but drugs, a lot of times, that's what creates the addiction. If you have a life and a full life, you're less likely to be taken by the addiction. You're more likely to be a recreational drug user than you are, even with things like heroin.
That's also from his thesis, his perspective. Here's the other thing. You agree, dude. The other thing is he does these lines and talks about his withdrawals for 12 to 16 hours.
That's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem. I don't think he says legalize all drugs, which I actually agree with. Yeah, and he makes that argument. I think that's his central argument. But it is still heroin.
Yeah, do you have to do heroin every night?
Yeah,
that's fucking scary. He talks about how good it is. And
he's my
but
age,
when I don't do it, I have major
yeah.
withdrawals.
When you're my age and if I drink 2 glasses of wine and I eat cheese, I get puffy.
That's exactly the same. But the thing is he also, but also, like, no one wants to go through those withdrawals. That's why they keep doing it, bro.
Exactly. So I remember him talking on Rogan's podcast once about withdrawals. It's like you have a flu, right? It's like a flu.
It's awful.
I've had withdrawals before when I was taking Norco painkillers, because I was prescribed to it, and then when the refill came out, or there's no more left, I had crazy, which I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
So I think for certain people, man, like, it's
you
not.
Still do kratom?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And how many do you take?
I don't even know. You'll see me kind of like, what's up?
Have you upped your dosage?
No, it's always been the same.
Yeah, same dosage.
Yeah.
And I don't have withdrawals from the kratom.
Oh, do you?
You take?
No, I mean I taken one day off and I didn't have that bad.
Sponsor on the show.
What do you take? What are the things you take? What are the supplements you take? Nicotine, kratom. Doesn't kratom and nicotine kind of?
Nope, not at all.
No.
Creatine, nicotine. No, I don't take creatine. No. I take nicotine, fish oil, multivitamin.
That's it.
Protein powder.
Yeah.
After workout.
But what about so why kratom?
I just like the way it gets me ready for the show.
Really? It calms you down, or what does it do?
No, I don't want to be calm for this.
So what is?
That's weird, but for me it calms me down.
But there's different strands of kratom. There's different types.
They are, but
you don't take the same shit.
No, but I take all the different strands. I don't feel any difference from the different strands.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Like one, I won't feel anything. It's a real calming strand. I won't feel anything else.
That's more of a red vein.
How much whiskey can you drink before you start feeling buzzed? Because you're a big boy.
Usually like 4 doubles.
4 doubles?
Meaning two shots in each one, so 4 shots.
Okay, 4 shots. And then you start feeling.
Yeah, a little loosey.
And what about how much would it take for you to get drunk? I mean, like,
if I'm doing that and I do shots between the shows, I'll be a little buzzed.
But I've never seen you drunk.
No, never.
No.
That's I gotta agree.
You still a whiskey gentleman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My whiskey drunk. Yeah.
Is it every evening you're having?
No, not every night anymore. I stopped doing that. Because I went cold turkey in January. I completely stopped in January. I'd say once a week now.
You never had a sip of alcohol.
If I'm on the road, I'm in Tampa this Friday, Saturday, I'll drink for the show.
Do you still do your wine? Do you dab now?
I don't know if I told you this, but I couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with why wine wasn't tasting good. Wine fucking stopped tasting like wine after I had COVID. That's my long, and I just realized that too. I was like, I'm opening these bottles of wine. I'm like, this doesn't taste good anymore. Like the way it used to. Coffee tastes like the same way. Fuck my taste.
I have to drink it real strong.
I got some long-term damage from COVID in terms of my taste buds.
How's those wings popping?
100%. I think it might be better. I took that steroid, that inhalable steroid. I fucking love
Oh, it fucked with your lungs?
In the beginning, I couldn't, it hit my lungs, and I was like,
He was like 6'6".
I
didn't feel shit.
Yeah,
The dragon was down.
the man dragon could still breathe fire. I could still singe it. I want to thank everybody for making the man dragon a thing, guys.
Yeah. Now I feel like I'm just gonna always say it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, but yeah. But at the end of the day, it was humbling.
So no more wine.
You were fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not.
It's just the amount of money I spent on wine, I'm not pissed. Let me tell you, time we were shooting this thing, we had to get on a horse. He's never ridden a horse. Well, yeah, there was a scene where we wanted. He was playing
Indian.
He's playing a Native American. I'm playing cowboy. We're
Do you have
lovers.
that chin?
I can look it up.
And
Oh, actually, we got taken down last time we played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We pulled that
Yep.
shit.
Damn. We had to ride. There's a big horse, stun horse, and I can ride. So I was, had shots of me riding off and then coming back. But Brendan really never been on a horse, so Brendan was like, it'd be funny if we fall off together, but we have to get stunt.
I'll just send you a picture.
Gotta get stunt.
Okay, I can probably look it
Because
up.
it's a horse and it's riding, so if you fall off, you have to be a stunt man. So Brendan goes, why don't we just do it? And I go, because there's ground. I mean, it's shrubbery.
So you were scared.
Oh, you mean you want to fall together off a horse that's running?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. I go, no, because we're not some man, we can get really hurt like that. And he goes, you're such a pussy. And he was dead serious. I was like, oh man.
I want to see it. Well, yeah, where can we see it?
It's on Vimeo. They have like all of them on Vimeo, I think.
So, but you don't have a picture though.
No.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, you do. You seen it now.
Spent the full day naked. Look at that.
Why were you
Wait, yeah. Full day
We
naked?
get naked and afraid.
got it.
Have you not seen Fighter and KidZ 3D?
No, we haven't
I
seen it.
don't.
Then you guys aren't fans.
I think it's great, personally. Is it available?
Yeah, it's on, if someone has it on Vimeo, I think it's the same guy. I think it's the director or someone. He has it on his channel. But I just can't play the sounds or
got it.
or show it really. So let me see if I can search for it.
That might be it, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Let me know if you see him here.
fight scene we did.
I know these are freaking great.
I saw that audition when Brendan was a
It's all
cop.
Vimeo. This is
That
great.
Johnny Knoxville?
No, it looks like him though.
That's the great Mitch Rouse.
Oh.
Fucking Will Sasser. Remember Bully?
Y'all look so much younger though.
That was a while ago, dude. That's like 6-7 years ago.
What y'all did the YMCA?
We did it all.
There you go.
I'll just show
Watch over
Brendan, dog.
So you want to just watch it, but then we'll cut it out.
That is the best shit too.
How about that?
So when you can't release it?
Fox owns him. Oh, dude, that was. How about that? I look back on that time as one of the greatest times.
Oh my god. You don't realize it when you're doing it.
And you'd never acted before, and he fucked.
That was great. It was so funny.
I am man.
But I posted no, it's just
No, the cop. Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
one's great.
So what? It was just like y'all just doing different skits.
I think 8 or 10 parts.
We would sit down at a table like this.
Yeah. Me, Brian, and Mitch.
Brendan and Mitch, and we'd be sitting there like this, and then somebody would go, like Brendan would be like, "This is a stupid idea," and we'd go, "Well, it's not that stupid." And then it would just spark something.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that it was equal parts. All of us came up with ideas,
so
like
funny.
all of us.
Like certain
Brendan would
ones,
be like,
certain ones
"I don't
are
think
his
it's funny."
ideas, certain ones, certain
It's
episodes.
great.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
the whole series is just
10.
This whole
I gotta
series
watch
is
it,
just
yeah.
as good as that.
We beat Game of Thrones and the Amy Schumer show on for more downloads on
iTunes.
Oh yeah, we were on
That's why I
Colin
bought
Coward.
this watch.
Yeah,
You was on Colin Coward?
yeah. Because they couldn't believe where our ratings were. We're on iTunes.
Colin Coward brought us on, then after us, Colin Coward had Dana on, and that's when me and Dana were super beefing. And he goes, I gotta bring up Brendan Schaub. He goes, obviously a talented kid's a star. Like, don't you feel like you fucked up the relationship with him? Like, obviously kid's over here doing this. He doesn't inspire other fighters. And Dana goes, he's whatever, and just moved on.
What? But dude, I mean,
He was
that
not sick of it.
was such a that was different.
Now how
I
hard
always
we were
wonder-
laughing with Will Sasso?
Oh my God, Will was playing a bully.
Uh-huh.
This guy who wouldn't die. He kept trying to kill him, and he wouldn't die.
You go to that one, Chin.
I want to watch some, bro. I want to watch all of them.
Yeah, I kind of want to
The
see all
one
of
with
them.
Will's so fucking funny.
What was that YMCA
That's it.
one?
We did a
Music video.
How about that video where you're dressed like a lion and I'm dressed like a deer? We did some weird shit.
Okay, so this the bully.
Yeah, yeah.
1 second. Gotta mark this.
Is it commercial for cologne the whole time?
Immortal Bully, the new fragrance.
It was a cologne. It's so funny. It's the longest worst commercial of all time.
Yo, Will is a beast.
Did you get the pictures, Chin?
Yo.
It's so crazy.
Well, the viewers and the listeners can't see any of that.
I know.
Oh well.
Well, they can. They just have to go to.
Just go to Vimeo, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long one. That was
Naked and
So wait, can you guys get the rights to it?
Nope.
Dude, some of them were just
Fox Sports,
long films.
paid for it.
So, they pay. Oh, I thought y'all did.
Yeah, they did the budget, and then if we hit a certain number, they get the money back. Then we got to cut them.
Oh, everything was just improvised. Everything was like, what are we going to do today? How are we going to do this? We gotta bury him. We just trying to come up with.
Yeah, it's dope.
And you shot like what?
That was
8 or 9?
amazing.
Yeah, the dating one. You have to find like if you, in case you die.
We're interviewing. We had a bunch of like improv guys where me and Brian sit down with them in case Joanna dies, like or in case I die, they're going to replace me. So we interview all these improv guys, dude. Most of the day, we couldn't get through it because I kept laughing.
Oh, because the guys kept.
Well, the actors, Mitch Rouse brought all these Second City motherfuckers. And
Oh yeah,
I could
Second
not-
City Hollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, those
not
guys
stop
can
that.
come up
Improv
with
class,
shit that'll. When we have time, that might have been my
so funny.
favorite one. It was so funny. They were so good. Brendan had never really been around those kind of
No.
those kind of
I was laughing
monsters.
so hard.
But you're talking about guys in their 40s and 50s who've been doing improv their whole life.
They've been
on
on
the highest
everything,
level.
every sitcom.
And they've been on
yeah,
everything.
geez.
And then you see them like do stuff and like you just say, oh, you're here and you're somebody they're interviewing to be a prospective candidate.
That's
It's
it.
like that.
Yep.
And they just go.
And they
You're like,
sell themselves to me why they should replace me. It's so
I
fucking
mean,
good.
it's so good. You just-
I can't wait to watch it out.
We were
Yeah,
laughing
man.
so hard, like they come up
So
with shit
funny.
and just like that handshake. The guy was doing the handshake.
Worm in the apple. What you got this weekend, Brian?
March 4, 5, and 6, I am in Jacksonville at the Comedy Zone, Jacksonville, Florida. And then March 11, 12, 13, Omaha, Nebraska, Funny Bone, and just added Huntsville, Alabama, March 26, 27,
All the popping
28.
markets.
Yeah, have you been to Huntsville? I don't know where. It's Huntsville, Alabama. And
I heard it's that stand-up live.
That's that Stardom.
I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's stand-up live.
Is this stand up live?
It's a stand-up live in Huntsville.
Huntsville, Alabama is interesting because it's where NASA, like all
You've
the
been there
rocket
before,
ships are.
remember?
Yeah. And then I saw that's the place I saw a guy with just walking down the street with an AK, like with an AR-15 over his.
Stand up live and shenanigans.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, which one are you doing?
I'm stand-up live.
Stand-up live.
That's a good club. Stand-up live.
And then this weekend, Tampa, Florida, February 26th, 27th. That's this Friday and Saturday, Tampa, Florida. Cleveland, Ohio, Hilarities, March 11th through 13th. And after Spokane, Washington, March 18th through March 20th. Tickets at fatkz.com. Chappelle, you're in Kansas City this weekend?
Yep, Kansas City this weekend, the 25th through the 27th. And then I'll be in Austin, Texas, March 5th and 6th at the Vulcan Gas Company.
Yes, sir. Brian.
Brian,
Good to see you again, buddy.
I love you.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
We're out.